around you, most people are comfortable blending in, walking paths well trodden, and settling for mediocrity. But I want to ask you something powerful. What if your power, your purpose, and your destiny lie not in conformity, but in daring to be different? What if the rare, the extraordinary, and the unshakable life you are meant to live can only be accessed when you choose to stand apart? There is a sacred strength in those who refuse to follow the crowd, who refuse to dim their light for the comfort of others. That strength is born not from circumstance, but from a conscious choice to be rare, to be intentional, and to embrace the fullness of your uniqueness. To dare to be rare is to cultivate detachment. You cannot stand apart if every decision is swayed by fear of judgment, desire for approval, or comparison with others. Emotional and spiritual detachment is not coldness, it is mastery. It is the awareness that your value, your purpose, and your power are inherent, and they cannot be diminished by the opinions, expectations, or limitations of those around you. Detachment allows you to act decisively, think clearly, and align fully with your mission, even when it requires walking alone. Being rare demands courage, for the path is not easy. It asks that you resist conformity, embrace uncertainty, and challenge the familiar. It calls you to pursue excellence where others settle for mediocrity, to think beyond the conventional, and to act from principles rather than impulses. Self-mastery becomes your anchor, inner clarity becomes your compass. The rare one does not seek applause, validation, or approval, for their strength comes from alignment with purpose, not external recognition. Rarity also attracts influence and opportunity. When you embrace your authentic self, you illuminate a path that others cannot see, inspiring, leading, and creating impact by simply being who you are. But this comes with discipline, resilience, and the unwavering commitment to honor your own standards above all else. You must resist comparison, avoid judgment, and release the need for validation. These are the traps that weaken those who could otherwise be extraordinary. To dare to be rare is to accept that life will test you. Adversity, resistance, and isolation may accompany your journey, yet within these challenges lie growth, insight, and revelation. Each obstacle is a mirror reflecting your potential, and each trial is a catalyst, forging strength, courage, and wisdom. True power is cultivated not in comfort, but in the mastery of self amidst uncertainty. The rare one is not merely different, they are sovereign, aligned, and unshakable. Their power lies in freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom from comparison, freedom from compromise. It is a life lived intentionally, courageously, and fully. To dare to be rare is to step into your divine potential, to claim the life meant only for you, and to radiate a strength that cannot be replicated, controlled, or diminished. It is here in this space of authenticity and audacity that true power resides. True power begins the moment you embrace your uniqueness and stop seeking permission to exist as you are. Most people spend their lives conforming, shaping themselves to fit societal expectations, cultural norms, or the comfort of others, never realizing that the very qualities that make them different are the keys to their influence and impact. To embrace your uniqueness is to acknowledge that your thoughts, vision, and presence have intrinsic value independent of approval, acceptance, or comparison. It requires courage to stand in your authenticity, especially when the world rewards conformity and familiarity. Embracing your uniqueness is not about being loud, flashy, or deliberately contrarian. It is about alignment, aligning your actions, decisions, and life with your true self, even when it diverges from the path of the majority. This is where personal power is cultivated. When you act from your authentic nature, your energy resonates differently. It attracts opportunities, ideas, and relationships that are aligned with your purpose. By contrast, trying to fit into molds not designed for you diffuses your energy, weakens your presence, and leaves your potential unrealized. Furthermore, embracing uniqueness strengthens resilience. The rare ones are those who persist in the face of doubt, criticism, or misunderstanding because they are anchored in the certainty of who they are. They do not bend under the weight of judgment, nor do they dilute their vision for the comfort of others. Every decision, every choice to remain true to oneself reinforces inner authority and cultivates confidence. Ultimately, embracing your uniqueness is the foundation of true power because it is a declaration of self-sovereignty. It is the conscious choice to honor your vision, values, and essence above conformity. In doing so, you step into a space where influence, impact, and authentic authority are not given. They are naturally recognized, cultivated, and commanded by the very presence of your rare, unapologetic self. Emotional and spiritual detachment is one of the most vital practices for those who dare to be rare, for it allows you to operate from a place of power rather than reaction. Detachment does not mean disconnection or indifference. It means maintaining sovereignty over your inner world, even amidst external pressures, opinions, or expectations. When you are detached, your actions are guided by purpose, wisdom, and alignment with your highest self. Rather than the fleeting tides of approval, fear, or judgment, this form of mastery creates a freedom that ordinary people rarely experience, because it liberates you from the need to conform or compromise to fit in. Detachment strengthens clarity and confidence. The rare one is not swayed by societal standards, peer pressure, or the noise of comparison. Instead, they can assess situations objectively, respond rather than react, and make choices that serve their growth and mission. This does not make them cold. It makes them deliberate. By observing emotions without being consumed by them, they preserve energy, maintain focus, and act with intentionality. Every decision, every boundary, and every act becomes an expression of inner authority. Moreover, emotional and spiritual detachment safeguards authenticity. When you are free from dependency on external validation, you are able to express your uniqueness fully without compromise. You cultivate resilience against criticism, rejection, or misunderstanding because your identity and worth are rooted within, not in others' approval. Ultimately, detachment is the secret weapon of the rare. It allows you to navigate life with sovereignty, to preserve your integrity, and to move boldly into your purpose. By mastering this practice, you gain the power to influence, lead, and shine in ways that are unshakable because your strength is drawn from the source of your own aligned, undiminished self. Courage is the defining trait of those who dare to be rare, because standing apart from the crowd requires a willingness to face fear, uncertainty, and often isolation. Most people follow familiar paths because they are safe and predictable, but true power lies in the boldness to choose a different way, a path that few dare to tread. To be rare is to embrace this courage, to make choices that honor your principles and vision, even when they challenge societal expectations or provoke misunderstanding. The rare one understands that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. It is the willingness to pursue what is right, meaningful, and aligned with purpose, even when the majority chooses comfort, conformity, or ease. Courage manifests in standing firm when criticism arises, in making unconventional decisions, and in committing fully to a vision that others might not understand. Each act of courage reinforces identity, strengthens resolve, and deepens the alignment with one's true self. Moreover, courage enables growth. By daring to step into uncertainty and defy mediocrity, the rare individual encounters challenges that others avoid. These challenges become the crucible in which resilience, wisdom, and strength are forged. Every obstacle faced with determination becomes a lesson in mastery, teaching the power of perseverance, discipline, and unwavering faith in one's path. Courage also amplifies influence. Those who stand apart inspire others not by seeking approval, but by embodying authenticity and conviction. Their rare presence communicates a quiet authority, a demonstration that true power is cultivated through boldness, principle, and self-mastery. Ultimately, daring to be rare is a courageous act because it demands fidelity to one's vision and values above all else. It is this courage, the courage to stand alone, to act boldly, and to remain unwavering in the face of fear, that becomes the gateway to true power, influence, and fulfillment. Self-mastery and inner clarity are the cornerstones of living as the rare one, because without them, uniqueness can easily be overshadowed by distraction, doubt, or external influence. The rare individual cultivates a deep understanding of themselves, their values, purpose, strengths, and weaknesses, so that every action, decision, and interaction is guided by intentionality rather than impulse. Inner clarity allows you to navigate life with precision, knowing who you are and what you will not compromise, which in turn creates a presence that commands respect and influence. Self-mastery involves controlling impulses, managing emotions, and remaining steadfast under pressure. It is the discipline to act from principle, rather than reacting to the judgments, expectations, or opinions of others. The rare one does not chase validation or conform to fleeting trends. They operate from a rooted sense of self, making choices that align with their long-term vision and values. This mastery transforms challenges into opportunities, adversity into growth, and moments of uncertainty into exercises of resilience and wisdom. Inner clarity also provides freedom. When you understand your purpose and priorities, you are not swayed by fear, comparison, or temporary distractions. You make decisions that honor your path, preserving energy for what truly matters, and resisting the pull of conformity or external pressure. This clarity reinforces confidence and strengthens your presence, enabling you to inspire, lead, and influence without coercion or compromise. Ultimately, self-mastery and inner clarity are what allow the rare one to stand apart and remain unshakable. They are the tools that transform uniqueness into power, guiding actions with wisdom, sustaining authenticity in the face of resistance, and creating a life defined by purpose, strength, and unwavering alignment with the highest version of oneself. Embracing rarity naturally attracts opportunities and influence, but it also demands discipline and resilience. Those who dare to be rare understand that their uniqueness is a magnet for experiences, people, and situations that align with their purpose, yet the very same rarity can provoke resistance, misunderstanding, or scrutiny. True power comes not just from standing apart, but from maintaining consistency, integrity, and focus amid both admiration and challenge. Discipline allows you to remain aligned with your vision, ensuring that the opportunities you pursue contribute meaningfully to your growth rather than distract or dilute your purpose. Resilience is equally essential because being rare often means walking a path that few understand or support. There will be moments of isolation, criticism, and doubt, and it is resilience that allows you to persevere without losing confidence or deviating from your principles. Every challenge faced by the rare one becomes an opportunity to strengthen inner resolve and to refine the alignment between actions and values. The combination of discipline and resilience ensures that influence is not superficial, but rooted in authenticity and strength. People are drawn to those who act with unwavering integrity, who demonstrate mastery over themselves, and who embody principles rather than mere ideas. This form of influence is magnetic because it is genuine. It stems from alignment with purpose and the courage to live authentically regardless of external validation. Ultimately, embracing rarity requires more than uniqueness. It requires the ability to harness it wisely. Discipline channels your energy, resilience sustains you through challenges, and together they transform rare qualities into enduring power. When these elements converge, the rare individual becomes a force of influence, inspiration, and impact, capable of shaping their own destiny while elevating those around them, all without compromising authenticity or surrendering inner strength. Detachment from comparison, judgment, and validation is a vital practice for anyone daring to be rare, because the moment you measure yourself against others, you risk losing connection with your own truth and power. Most people are bound by the weight of external approval, constantly seeking recognition, affirmation, or validation for their choices, appearance, or achievements. The rare individual understands that true strength comes from internal alignment, not external validation, and that comparing oneself to others diminishes authenticity, focus, and influence. When you detach from comparison, you liberate yourself from the illusions of competition and the pressure to conform. You begin to recognize that your journey is unique, your timing is perfect, and your potential is measured only by your alignment with purpose, not by someone else's accomplishments. This detachment fosters confidence and clarity, allowing you to act decisively and authentically without hesitation or second guessing. Releasing the need for approval also cultivates resilience. Critics, naysayers, and misunderstanding will inevitably appear when you choose a path less traveled, but detachment shields your spirit from being swayed by their opinions. It allows you to maintain focus on your goals and values and to move forward with unwavering confidence. Furthermore, detachment enhances presence and influence. When your energy is not spent seeking validation or fearing judgment, it is fully available to create, lead, and inspire. Your authenticity radiates naturally, drawing people and opportunities aligned with your purpose, rather than forcing approval or acceptance from those who do not resonate with your path. Ultimately, detachment from comparison, judgment, and validation is the foundation of rare power. It preserves your integrity, reinforces self-confidence, and ensures that your uniqueness remains uncompromised. By freeing yourself from external constraints, you step fully into your sovereignty, allowing your rare qualities to shine with unshakable authority, clarity, and impact. Living as the rare one is not simply a matter of being different. It's the profound spiritual and personal journey that transforms challenges into growth, adversity into strength, and ordinary experiences into lessons of wisdom. Those who dare to stand apart understand that rarity is not a superficial trait, but a discipline, a commitment to integrity, authenticity, and purposeful living. Every choice made by the rare individual is deliberate, measured against the compass of inner values, and guided by the clarity of purpose that comes from deep self-awareness. This journey requires courage, patience, and unwavering commitment, because it often means navigating a world that does not understand, support, or celebrate the path you have chosen. The rare one sees every challenge as an opportunity for refinement. Obstacles are not distractions or punishments. They are mirrors reflecting areas where growth is needed and crucibles forging strength, resilience, and wisdom. Adversity becomes a teacher, revealing truths about character, persistence, and alignment. Through this lens, struggles are not feared but embraced, for they hold the power to cultivate mastery over self, to deepen insight, and to fortify determination. Each trial faced consciously strengthens the foundation upon which rare power is built, ensuring that influence and authority are not superficial but earned through consistent demonstration of integrity and perseverance. Detachment is a central principle on this journey. Emotional and spiritual detachment allows the rare one to remain centered, even amidst intensity, criticism, or the chaos of life. By observing emotions without being controlled by them, and by understanding that external validation does not define worth, the rare individual can act with clarity and intentionality. This detachment preserves energy, sharpens focus, and creates the freedom to pursue a path aligned with purpose, rather than one dictated by fear, expectation, or societal pressure. Living as rare also requires cultivating discipline and resilience. The rare individual consistently aligns actions with values even when temptation, distraction, or resistance arises. This consistency builds credibility, trust, and influence because others recognize that the rare one operates from principle, not impulse. Authenticity becomes magnetic, attracting opportunities, alliances, and experiences that resonate with true purpose. Ultimately, the journey of the rare one transforms the individual into a force of empowerment. It is a path that teaches mastery over self, wisdom in decision-making, and courage in action. It ensures that uniqueness is not wasted on conformity, but expressed as influence, inspiration, and purposeful impact. By embracing the journey fully, the rare one experiences a life that is rich in insight, resilience, and unshakable power, demonstrating that true strength lies not in blending in, but in daring to rise above, to stand apart, and to live fully aligned with the highest expression of self. To dare to be the rare one is to step into a life of true sovereignty, where power is not given or borrowed, but claimed from within. It is a declaration that you will not be defined by conformity, comparison, or the fleeting opinions of others, but by the clarity of your purpose, the integrity of your choices, and the depth of your inner strength. The path of rarity is not easy. It requires courage, discipline, detachment, and unwavering commitment. But it is here, in this space of authenticity and audacity, that real influence, fulfillment, and power are cultivated. Every challenge becomes a teacher, every obstacle a forge for resilience, and every choice an affirmation of sovereignty. True power lies not in blending in or following the familiar, but in embracing your uniqueness, walking your own path, and living in alignment with your highest self. When you choose to be rare, you do not merely survive life, you command it, transform it, and leave a legacy of strength, wisdom, and inspiration that cannot be replicated or diminished.